Hi there, I'm Sophie Jury, creator of the Ultimate Diary Planner, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the value wheel that you will find in the Where Am I Now section right at the front of your diary planner. It's a really interesting and powerful little tool which, looking at it, you probably wouldn't think it would be, but it is absolutely amazing. And I discovered this when I was doing my neuro-linguistic programming training, my practitioner training, and it really is very interesting, which is why I was quite excited to include it in the planner this year, especially at the beginning of your year. It's your time for reflection and looking at where you are now, what your starting level is for the year, and this is a really good one to have a look at. So what is it? Well, essentially, when we think of our lives and businesses, or just our lives in general, you can pretty easily split it down into 8 different sections, and I'm going to talk you through those very quickly. So, relationships. Now, you might think that's romantic, but it's not. It's about relationships on the whole. So it could be relationships with your friends, with your colleagues, with strangers, with yourself, any sort of relationship kind of you can think of with that, whatever, and it's going to be different for each of you. You're going to be, when I say these words, you're going to think of something instinctively, and then it's about figuring it out around that. 2, romance. So that is the romantic side, you know, and it could be, how are you having a romance with yourself? It could be romance with other people, but it's where is the love in your life? Personal development. I'm a massive fan of personal development. I love doing these things. I love doing courses, gaining certificates, and just generally absorbing knowledge like a sponge. So personal development for some people is going to be more important than others, but it's a really interesting one. That can be anything that's going to help you develop as a person or grow. So it could be books, could be courses, could be workshops, could be coaching, could be all sorts of things. Career. Now, if you're employed, it could be climbing your career ladder. It could be leaving employment, starting your own business. If you're self-employed, it could be how you're going to grow your business, how you're going to exit your business, whatever that may be. It's all to do with around your career in your life and where you want to take that. Spirituality. Now, the reason it's not religion is because many people don't conform to a specific religion. So I've called it spirituality, and that covers all of that. So it can, whatever denomination of religious, spiritual thing or none that you are part of, is still an important aspect of life and our values as human beings. So that's whatever that is for you. So whether that be Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, shamanism, atheism, whatever it is, that's what that's for. Health. Now this could be, you've got illness, you might not have illness, you want to avoid illness, you could be getting fit. It's all about mental health, physical health. It's anything to do with with health and wellness within your life, and it can mean so many different things, and it can take into account so many different elements. So that's a really important, well, these are all really important, I keep saying that. 7, money. Different to career. Money is all about what you want to create. What wealth do you want to create in your life when it comes to finances? This goal is going to be very different for a lot of people, and there's also going to be a difference between what you're earning, what you're saving, what you want to create. So that's kind of incorporating anything that you need to do with money, even in terms of learning. So personal development could be part of that. You know, they come in quite well together. These are also intertwined. And 8, me time. Something that is so often overlooked for all of us. We get so caught up doing stuff for other people and we forget to fill our own cup. It's that classic metaphor of you need to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else. If you are not fulfilled, if you're not feeling empowered, if you're not feeling strong enough to help, then you're not going to be able to help as fully as you want to. So making sure that you have time for you to feel good, to chill out, to do something exciting, whatever it ticks your boxes, makes you feel happy, that's important as well. So these are the 8 different elements that we look at in part of this value wheel. So what you do, ideally, we want to be looking at getting a balance here. So it's not all about getting maximums of 10s. All of us would love to have a maximum of 10 for all of these. Everything's amazing. Life is tickety-boo. Couldn't get any better. But in realistically, we're always going to have areas within here that is we're not maybe focusing on as well, we're not as happy with. So this is where we look at this, and we need to sit down and we consciously think about and consider each of those different elements. And they're on here, they're numbered, so you can do it within that. And they're then numbered from 1 to 10. So what I want you to do is from a 1 to 10 is to put a scale on what you feel when you think about that area of your life. So it could be, it's okay, I'm pretty happy with it, I'm going to give it a 7. It could be, oh, it's terrible, I'm going to give it a 1. Another one could be, oh my god, that's amazing, I'm going to give it a 10, which is great. But you actively fill this in, and then, so you mark each one from 1 to 10, and then you can see, because you can join the dots as to where you are. And in an ideal world, it's a wheel. It's meant to be round, it's meant to be balanced. Think of a bicycle. If you had a bicycle that had a funkily shaped wheel like this, then you're going to go ka-clunk, ka-clunk, ka-clunk. It's not going to be a smooth ride. You're not going to be in flow. And it's the same with your life. If your wheel is out of whack, if your wheel is funky shaped, then it's really about focusing on those areas that are lacking and then bringing them in line with your other ones. So you'd be far better to have a whole wheel of 8 7s than you would to have 2 3s, 1 1, a 10, a 7, an 8, a 5, and going around like that. So what we do is we fill this in, and it's important to be really honest, and then we can look at our life and we can make decisions, and this will then impact what our goals are, what we want to create, what we want to manifest, and what we need to be focusing on over the next 12 months. Because if you are in a 10 in one of these areas, then it's time to focus on one of the areas that is maybe a 5 or below, or whatever your lower numbers are, and then bring it up. And then you can create this amazing life. You can make sure that this is your best year ever. And you don't only have to do it once. I've put it in at the beginning of the year. There is just one in there. But you could photocopy this, you could draw your own, it's not difficult. It's a really nice thing to do, and you could do it maybe once a month, once every 3 months. You could do it once a year, would be great in here, because you can see where you're at and you can keep on track of that, and it'll help you with your goals. And there's another page in here which is all about goal setting for each month. And you may find that before you set your goals, I'm not going to try and find it, before you set your goal, you could do a little wheel review, and then you could look at what you want to then create in the following month. So there we go. Once you know your starting point, you know where you need to go from there. This could be emotional for you, it could throw up all sorts of things, but it's amazing, it's really, really powerful, and I recommend that you really do this. It's probably one of my most exciting things that's added into the book this year. So there we go. If you liked this, if you found it useful, give me a thumbs up or a like, and why not subscribe to the Ladies That Plan YouTube channel, where you can be the first to hear other videos like this which help you make the most of your planner, your planning, productivity, time management, all that good stuff, all in this one channel. We're going to be covering lots of different stuff in the videos, so do subscribe. And that is it for today, folks. Happy planning!